Project's got a new home. As often happens on projects like this, you encounter a cascade of unrelated activities. My goal was to get better access to the engine. However, to do that, I thought it would be helpful to remove the hood. Well, since I knew that I would eventually pull the bed off too, I decided to go ahead and remove the bed first so I could put the hood on top of that. You likely notice that I'm using straps that are too short at one end. This is a good moment to point out that I can be an impatient idiot sometimes. Don't do this. I was able to get the bed off the back without losing any fingers or toes, but it was a little bit more of a struggle than it should have been had I planned ahead and used the right length of straps. With the bed in a place where I could use it for storage, I started the process of removing the hood. Rather than detaching the hinges from the hood, I decided to remove the hinges from the cab. There are 6 bolts through the side of the cab and 2 more in front. Since I was able to support the weight of the hood from above, this seemed like the easiest approach. So now we have everything suspended, and it's time to move the hood out of the way. The clip was a little bit more of a challenge to try to remove. This was one of those situations where an extra set of hands would have helped, but I didn't have an extra set of hands, so I pushed on anyway. The other part of the challenge involved trying to figure out where the center of mass was located. I figured the front of the clip would be heavier than the back, given the radiator and all the other stuff bolted on front, but nope. With everything unbolted, I was committed to wrestling the clip the rest of the way. The clip had been a pain to try to work around ever since I tried to get my hands on the engine. It was good to have it finally out of the way so I could get a better look at all the stuff that was underneath. It turns out that the exhaust valve in cylinder 4 was stuck in its guide. With a little bit of persistence, I was able to eventually break it free. We've got this end hooked up to the starter solenoid. We're grounded into the positive terminal. And with this nice old school Ford starter solenoid, you can try spinning it up. But the Bendix isn't kicking in, so the starter's spinning up. She's not engaging. This might be a good time to note for anybody who ever takes one of these starters off. It would be really handy to have a nut to hold the bolts together so you don't make this mistake that I made, which involves pulling the guts out of the starter. After a little bit of de-gooping of the starter, I managed to get it operational again. There you have it. Okay, after getting the starter back into the engine, we're now ready to do a quick test run. So my son here will do the honors. Go ahead and...
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Let's go!
The ticking sound I heard when the starter first ran had me a bit concerned. I knew from looking down through the spark plug holes that the exhaust valves for cylinders 4 and 6 were stuck, but I couldn't tell if it was a lifter or the valves were stuck in their guides. Pulling the valve covers off provided some additional clues as to what was going on. Okay, so there's our number 4 valve, exhaust valve. I don't know if there's a way to get it unstuck easily without damaging it. And down here, that's number 6, also stuck in its guide. I'm gonna figure out how to get that free. Okay. Intake and exhaust valves open at the same time. Not a good combination. The other thing I'm seeing here that's like, is what is going on here. There is daylight visible around this valve seat, which means this cylinder was dead. There is no way that was sealing. So that's cylinder 3. Everything else looks basically okay. There's a lot of carbon buildup here. The bigger thing I've noticed, there's like 0 cross hatching left. I don't know if you can see in there. These cylinders are polished, which is not the way they're supposed to be. It's not been well oiled. My guess is the rings are pretty thoroughly shot. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. We've managed to get the engine to turn over. We got the starter working again, but with the condition of cylinder 3 being what it is, and the fact that cylinder 4's exhaust valve is stuck for some severe reason, I don't know precisely why, I'm going to hold off trying to do too much more to get this engine started. It's going to run like hot garbage in its current state, and as a consequence, it's better just to hold off until we can do some more repairs. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to continue on with the strip down of the truck and see what we can do about getting everything else cleaned up in preparation for getting the engine back in and getting the transmission squared away. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time and patience, and see you again very soon. Thanks.
If y'all want to see more of this project, there will definitely be more coming in the cooler months of the year. Remember to like and subscribe.
And don't forget to send a notification. Hit